There we go. The system just made us just stand here like frozen mannequins, waiting for the stream to start. It's Tuesday, the new day for NBA 101. Every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific. My boy Jerry Perez there. I got an overlay for us. Hold on. If you ever notice me messing things up, Jerry, call me out on that because we have a graphic. There you go.
There
NBA
it is.
101. That's what we call this thing. And on today's show, we have some Warriors news. They signed a player, Jerry. The Golden State Warriors signed the first player
Kelly
this
Olynyk.
offseason. First time.
Kelly Olynyk.
And it's not Kelly Olynyk, thank goodness. It's August 25th, and the Golden State Warriors have finally decided to enter the free agency party. Better late than never, I guess. There's fashionably late. Then there's Steve Kerr late. But again, better late than ever. So we're going to talk about who this guy is, Brandon Williams. Jerry, your Lakers, they're in the news for a bunch of reasons. We're going to talk about that.
Multiple reasons.
You're going to meet the great Chardal at the end of the show.
Okay.
Jerry's never been to the danger zone. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's an experience. Okay. All right. We'll get there in just a second. So let's get into it. Brandon Williams. Does this mean anything? The Warriors now have 14 players under contract. Are they going to bother with the 15th? We'll find out. We're powered by FanDuel. We're powered by Sunrun. And this program, oh my God, I can't play our open this week because it just occurs. Damn it, Jerry. I did one thing that I totally messed up. I got flagged. Apparently the music in the NBA 101 Open violates copyright, and I forgot to change the music bed for it.
That little 10-second intro?
Yeah.
What's the song? I mean, I know the song. I've heard it, but I'm curious. Are you sampling?
It's not famous. It's actually considered to be free, part of the public domain, except on YouTube. I don't even know what the name of it is. I used another library. Anyways, it's a long story. It's a boring story. No one cares. But so why don't we go with just let's go with the happy hour open. Jerry, you want to keep it real on this show, right?
Let's keep it real.
Let's keep it
When you're keeping it real, goes good to be real sometimes.
You gotta start acting more like me and my team.
I keep it real.
Hey now. Let's go. I played two opens just back to back.
I was wondering.
I got to fix our open. I just completely spaced on that. My apologies. Jerry Perez is on Instagram. You can find him there as with live show. This is what happens. Sometimes cameras just fall.
Yeah, my iPad.
It's a
I don't
good
know why
thing.
it fell. I don't know why. I just pushed it back and it fell. I don't know.
Jerry,
I'm trying to figure out these angles. I'm trying to find my angle. I'm being somewhat diva-ish. I'm trying to minimize.
No, you're fine. We're on camera, dude. I mean, it's a crazy thing that we do here. You and I started in
you
radio.
were fixing your hair.
Yeah.
You were fixing your hair. I'm trying to fix my chin.
What I got left. Yeah, and again, it's being on camera is totally different. This is not by design. Some years back, the former network I was on recruited me, and I started doing the YouTube thing, and so here we are in 2026. But yeah, it's a good thing that you are not one of those a rabid, just wildly ignorant Steve Kerr apologists who sometimes try and troll this show. Because if one of those folks just did what you did, where their camera flipped and aimed at the ceiling,
it might happen. It might happen again.
But your ceiling was blank. If it was a Steve Kerr apologist, you'd see an AI revised image of Steve Kerr, probably naked, on that ceiling. But you're not one of those people. And that's a good thing.
We were talking about Howard Stern characters earlier. What's George Takei where he goes, "Oh my,
oh my, yeah,
oh my." We're looking for side characters. We need a Beetlejuice. We need a drunk dwarf on the show.
Oh, his what did he call him? The Whack Pack? That was
the Whack Pack. We need a Crazy Daisies or something like that.
Well, anyways, I'm glad your ceiling did not have posters tacked to it. Good revelation there. We're going to get into the
posters on your wall growing up on your ceiling or the wall?
I never did the ceiling thing. I knew some people who did. I did not. But
who was on the ceilings? You remember?
Of my friend? Well, in college, I had pervy friends who would have like tacked up Pam Anderson type shit. I had friends who were that just horny, I guess. Yeah. Have you ever known anybody who tacked images onto their ceiling?
Not on the ceiling. No. Definitely on the walls, a mixture of sports characters, some bikini babes, and a Bruce Lee poster.
What was your you had a Bruce Lee poster on your wall. What were some of the other posters you had on your wall growing up? Because that used to be a thing that was very common with us. I don't know if kids today are putting posters on their walls. What are some of the posters that you used to have?
So one of the posters, which is funny because I'm a SoCal guy. I'll reveal my teams. I'm a Dodger, Laker, LA Galaxy, which I'm representing the jersey. And only one team that I love from the North, which is the Niners, Jed York. But the other, there was one player who was not on my favorite team. Is
Jed short for Jedrick? What is Jed? Like, what kind of name is Jed? I was tripping out on that yesterday, talking about the
I
Jed
think it's
York
I think it's short for likes to pay for the poon.
For Jedediah? For Jedrick?
It's Latin for
what is Jed? I just can't picture. Like, how do you name your kid like Jed? That's a weird ass name. That's like I feel like we need dueling banjos behind us, a soundtrack playing as a newborn child is sitting there, and you're thinking to yourself, "What do I name this precious angel?" Let's name Jade, honey. Jade.
The Clampets. Yeah, you're thinking the Clampets, the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, it's a weird name, Jed.
Well, it's
what's weirder, Jed
from Jedediah?
Jedediah. What's weird?
That's probably a Bible name.
What's weirder, Jed or Nick? If your last name is Kerr.
Oh, so anyways, the poster I had on my wall was Bash Brothers.
I had that too.
There was a big poster. It was Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire taking their spin on the Blues Brothers, which is, I don't know. I know we're kind of diverting a little bit. I don't know what the poster market is now for sports guys, but I remember back in the day, there were all these theme posters. I remember there was a Will Clark one. There was a New York Jets, the New York Sack Exchange.
Yeah.
There were all these theme posters that were great, It
was the Pacific Stock Exchange, and it was Will Clark and Kevin Mitchell. Or was it Will Clark and Kevin Mitchell or Will Clark and Matt Williams?
Well, I know Kevin Mitchell had one, but just throughout the league, whatever your character name or your theme, they create these posters. And the Bash Brothers, so they created the Blues Brothers theme, which was a great poster. It was a beautiful poster, and it's kind of so I had that on my wall. Like I said, I had a bikini model, a no-name bikini model on my wall. A music poster and a soccer poster and so yeah, but nothing on the ceiling. Okay.
Frank B in our chat, by the way, providing some actual maybe some valuable information here, saying that the Jed name comes from John Edward.
Jed.
So does that mean is that his real name? Is Jed a nickname?
Well, obviously it's not his government name.
I think it is Jed. Though. Hold on, let me look up. Now I'm curious. Jed York. I'm on his wiki. He is. Okay. All right. This makes more sense. His real name is John Edward York. Frank B, just a quick round of applause for that clarification, because I was ripping Jed all day yesterday. Not one person provided this clarification.
Why is Jed in the news, Cyrus? I know we're supposed to talk about NBA, but can you give a quick 10-second synopsis of why Jed is in the news?
Jerry, you trying to troll me, man?
No, I don't. I don't want to just talk about things and not give context of what we're talking about. Somebody could be tuning in for the first time ever, like, oh, let me hear these guys. Jed York, what's going on with Jed York?
So if our show today ends up being evergreen, meaning it's got staying power, you don't have to watch it right away to understand the relevance. And suddenly they hear a conversation about Jedediah York, who we now know is John Edward. John Edward. And you're asking, and so your question is, should we provide some context in regards?
Yeah, why are we talking about Jed York real quick? Why are we talking about Jed York?
Well, why don't we let this graphic take it away? Whoops.
Oh,
I screwed that up. Hold on,
Is the graphic going to be graphic?
No. No, it's just a mugshot. I mean, I hope that doesn't trigger people. This is the mugshot I'm referencing, and again, John Edward. All right, so then, the York family is absolved of that name, and the onus in terms of horrible name labeling, reverts back to the Kerr family for naming their son Nicholas, which is still inexcusable. But this is the picture, and I even added some sound to it. Do you want to hear the sound?
Let's do it.
Born with a rare body style. You know, the doctors, when I was born, some of the doctors said I had the rib cage of a large cat, and some of the doctors said I had the heart of a lesbian. That, you know, I had that ticker that wants to, you know, just be naughty. And
that was Jed York actually in prison.
5'9".
Some real sound. That was an interview in prison of Jedediah York. Real name John Edward. I'm Jeb.
I wonder if John Edward is not a good name, because we had a presidential candidate a few years ago named John Edwards, and he was caught having a couple side pieces.
Jerry, that's why no one calls me John Edwards. Jeb.
Yeah.
Jedrick.
Where'd you go? I can't see you, bud.
I like prostitutes. I like prostitutes. I like my Uncle Eddie.
Yeah. Where'd you go? I can't see you. Take that graphic down.
I can't see you either. I got them French fried taters. I like them. This ain't no Sling Blade impersonation. This is like a twist.
Sling Blade is a Central Coast native now, Mr. Billy Bob Thornton.
Sling Blade likes them French fried taters. I like prostitutes.
All right. Let's get it.
You're done with that? No more Jedediah?
I said a 10-second synopsis of why we were talking about
and I stretched it out to 3 minutes, played it out. Brandon Williams, we're going to talk about him in just a second. Your Lakers are in the news. We're not ownership stuff. That stuff, maybe we'll save some of that for tomorrow with Sam Boney. But in terms of actual on-court talent and the product, we'll talk about that in just a second. We'll obviously start with the Warriors. Brandon Williams, again, this should not be newsworthy. Typically, when an NBA team announces they've added their 14th player to the roster, you should just blink, maybe pause for 1 second just to reflect, and then move on with life. But if you're the Golden State Warriors, it's newsworthy because you did not sign a single player your entire offseason until August 25th. So we'll talk about that. Jerry, did you even know who Brandon Williams was? No. That's what I thought.
Short and sweet, no.
Let's give some love to our sponsors real quick, and then we'll talk about that. First up is Sunrun, a proud sponsor of ours. I'm personally incredibly proud of it for the simple reason that this is a sponsorship where we get to help you as much as you help the program. Electricity bills blow. Jerry, are you in a position where you pay for your electricity?
Yes, sir. Like PG&E, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yes, we pay. You know what? I don't know how much I pay. I get
it's a lot.
I get my utilities mixed up between the water. I get a notification. I pay in I think we're $80, $90 a month. I think
that's it. That's all you're paying.
Well, it's just two of us in the house, so yeah. I mean,
and you know what? You're in you're in an enviable position, Jerry, where you live by the coast, so air conditioning.
Don't turn on the air conditioner.
Yeah, it's the number one energy sucker. There are two energy suckers that usually drive up the cost more than anything else. One is air conditioning. That's your 1A. And 1B is heat in the winter. Now, you might be using that in the winter, and that's going to drive up your electricity bill. But if you don't have the luxury of a Jerry Perez lifestyle, that beautiful fog is coming in to block out that nasty sun, and you've got this cool breeze blowing in, so that you don't have to swelter in this brutal summer heat that 99% of us have to experience. If you don't have Jerry Perez's privilege of living the slow cow life, San Luis Obispo, Sunrun will save you a shitload of money. It's incredible. Look, first of all, your rates will never go up again. There are no upfront costs, so you're not buying anything. You're literally just partnering with us. You're becoming a Sunrun-powered Golden Dazer. And by doing so, not only are you spending nothing, you get $500 in your pocket. Hell, $1,000 if you refer someone, because $500 for you, $500 for the person who's benefiting with those brand new pristine solar panels on their roof. Jerry, if you've got roof damage and that's what's holding you back from signing up with Sunrun, they will come and fix your roof and then put the panels on. Oh, and by the way, they fix that roof free of charge. So
wow.
If you got a leak that you've been putting off on your roof, just let Sunrun take care of it free of charge, and you get $500, maybe $1,000 if you're partnering up with someone else. Yeah.
You know what? I think people should take advantage of the panels to get their roofs fixed, because I don't know about you where you're up north, but El Nino is coming.
El Nino.
That's when you're going to find out if you have leaks in the roof, when the El Nino storm starts hitting sometime later in this year.
We're supposedly going to have a heavy one this winter. That's what I'm hearing and reading. You're seeing the same thing?
Yeah, I think I was just talking to a friend about this about an hour ago. I guess depending on what part of the country you're living in, it could be snow, right? For some people, it'll be snow. But for us, I'm not a meteorologist or a weather person, but as far as my experience with El Nino, it's just heavy rain. So there's risks of flooding, and obviously, like I said, leaks and stuff like that. We'll see if we got a good roof here at this house.
Did you know El Nino actually talks and has a voice? Are you aware of that?
No.
This is a perk for the live audience, because I almost guarantee if you watch the recording of this, you're going to miss this clip. YouTube will likely make us cut it out, but exclusively for the podcast audience, for the live audience, you get to witness El Nino in human form. El Nino is actually speaks. Here, take a listen for yourself.
El Nino. All other tropical storms must bow before El Nino.
All right, we'll stop there. Just hopefully copyright will not take that down. But the great Chris Farley was once portraying El Nino. Do you remember that, Jerry? That was during our peak years. You're muted. I can't hear you. Did you mute yourself? I can't hear you at all. No audio from your end. You might have to leave and come back if you can hear me. That has been an issue in the past. Anyways, that was El Nino. I can finish up the Sunrun read while you're doing that. Click the link, the QR code right there. The link is also in the description below. Again, the best way to measure this, if you're hesitant, just call up your local utility, PG&E, whoever, or just look up on the website if you do your bill online. Just go that route as Jerry's trying to figure out what's going on. Jerry, just leave and come back. I'm gonna kick you off. I'm gonna make you leave and come back. He'll come back in just a second. Let me fix my little angling right there. Jerry will join us in just a moment. He's having some technical issues with his mic, but it's just look up your annual bill, see how much you spend year after year, and maybe not just the amount you're looking at each year by year, but how much it's going up year by year. 2018, I'm guessing you spent what, $2-3 grand. 2019, probably going to be $3-4 grand. 2020, $4-5 grand. You waste a ton of money. Jerry's back. It's okay, brother. It's okay.
I don't know. For some reason, I lost your audio, and then everything crashed out.
We lost your audio too. It was mutual. Okay. It's all good.
All right.
Just like with Sunrun, it's mutually beneficial. Click that link right there, or click the link below. Start saving money today and put money in your pocket, because what you're going to spend per month is less than what you spend on utilities, unless you live right by the beach like Jerry. Then it might even out. But for everyone else, check out Sunrun. Today's episode also brought to you by FanDuel. Jerry, they've got some great lines here. They've actually, I haven't seen them do this before. FanDuel is now setting over-unders, not just on wins, but on seeding. So case in point, before we touch on your Lakers here and the Warriors, Oklahoma City and San Antonio, their over-unders for seeding are both 1.5, because the bookies don't know which one to list as a heavy favorite for number one. So OKC, if you think they're going to be the top seed in the Western Conference this year, put your money down. It's minus 115. And if you think they're going to be a 2 seed or lower, also minus 115. And again, San Antonio has similar odds. If you think that San Antonio is going to be the top seed, which FanDuel right now is favoring, it's minus 175. If you think they're going to be the 2 seed or lower, plus 140. I mentioned on yesterday's show, the Warriors, the over-under on their seed is 8.5. If you think the Warriors are going to be a 9 seed or lower, it's minus 125. If you think they're going to be an 8 seed or higher, it's minus 105. Your LA Lakers currently, Jerry, if you had to guess, what do you think the bookies are setting for their seed over under, meaning their place in the Western Conference?
That's weird. That's kind of hard because I think what we bring this up almost every week is there are 44 wins. The prediction
44 and a half is the OU last time we looked at it. And currently, let me see if that's changed at all. But
and I think last year that would have put us like I'm on the team. I think 8th seed, right?
Still 44 and a half. 44 and a half last year would have made you, yeah, you're right. Because Phoenix, I believe, won 45 and they finished 8th. So yeah, you would have been the 9th seed.
Let's say I'm gonna go 6.
So you're gonna guess the seeding for the Lakers this coming season
5th or 6th
is 5th or 6th?
I mean, if you're going off of that record, I'm gonna stick with 5th or 6th.
5th or 6th? Well, dude, right on the money. The OU is 6.5. So the bookies right now are teetering between the 6th seed and the 7th seed. If you think the Lakers are going to finish 6 or higher in the Western Conference, the odds on that plus 100. If you think they're going to be 7 or lower, minus 130, which means the bookies are giving worst odds to bet 7 or down because that's what most people are betting on.
So you said San Antonio's they're predicting San Antonio first?
Yeah, San Antonio first. OKC second.
Record prediction? What's the FanDuel record prediction?
So for wins and losses for the Spurs and OKC, we'll start with San Antonio. The OU is 60.5 wins. So you're either betting on 60 or below or 61 and higher. What would you bet?
I wouldn't bet. No, I
wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. That's a hard one. Yeah, I would not touch that.
I wanted to see where it correlated between what the seeding versus the record predictions, because then that would have let me know what 44 wins could kind of potentially be. And that's why, if 60
No, you nailed it. But there is a contradiction here. The bookies give San Antonio slightly better odds to finish as the 1 seed, yet they give OKC a higher number for win totals. So for OKC, their over-under is 62.5. And if you think they're going to win 63 or more, it's plus 100. They're giving you slightly better odds, daring you to bet on OKC to win 60.
How does that make sense?
Well, again, it makes sense in regards to public sentiment and statisticians who have their own formulas that they're not revealing to the public to set these lines. These are people who have PhDs in statistics. These are numbers geniuses. Yeah,
and I guess it's like you said, it's contradicting that their OKC is predicted to have a better record but be in second place.
Yeah. But again, that's gambling for you, right? That's gambling, and you try to take advantage of any weird contradictions and anomalies, and you do your best with FanDuel, proud sportsbook of the Believe Network and Golden Days. And Jerry, we start the show talking about the Golden State Warriors real quick. They signed their 14th player, and I'll just show this tweet from Shams Charania here on the program. If you're listening on the podcast, we'll articulate as clear as possible. But Shams Charania reporting that Brandon Williams, by the way, Jerry, what are your thoughts on the fact that Shams Charania, I always mix up the name. Is it Charania or Charnia? I think it's Charania, actually. But what are your thoughts on the fact that Shams Charania basically has a monopoly on breaking news now? This used to be him, and I already forgot the other guy's name because he's been out of the picture for so long. Adrian Wojnarowski.
Wojo, yeah.
He's out of the picture now. So it's just Shams. He's got almost a monopoly. Chris Haynes sometimes will break something. This guy, Mike Scotto, is trying to make a name for himself. He sometimes breaks something, but Shams has the monopoly. He owns this. What are your thoughts on that?
It's always bizarre to me how everybody knows who the insider is, right? It's not like what is it the Watergate, what is it called, Deep Throat? Everybody knows.
Woodward and Bernstein. Yeah.
Woodward and Bernstein, yeah. I know he was in a little bit, I wouldn't say he was in trouble, but he was called out last week by, I think, Jeannie Buss, because he had reported something about how the siblings wanted to sell, and I think Jeannie said, "No, that's not true." And then Shams came back and said, "No, I got my sources and they're validated. But I do always wonder how an insider who's openly known, you know his face, what he looks like, and you know he's going to be the guy that's going to report all the inside texting, right? And people still talk to this guy. I'm not criticizing him, but
they talked to him. No, it's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up. They talked to him largely because the people who are talking to him are primarily agents, and the agents are talking to him primarily because they know he's a mouthpiece for them, who's going to report all these huge dollar figures that they're making for their clients, right?
Sure. Right.
So he serves essentially as PR for the agents, but he's also reporting other NBA stuff. The Genie Bus thing, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, given you cover the Lakers, and but I think I have this down pat pretty well. What Shams reported is simply what the five brothers told him. Genie got upset because he only presented their perspective and not her perspective. And Shams then came out and said, look, all I did was report what they told me. None of this is erroneous. Genie might not like the reporting, but there is nothing factually inaccurate in it. And now these two are going to go to court to decide whether or not she's right or the brothers are right. Am I wrong there? Anything you want to add?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I think she was trying to squash a rumor or whatever, and trying to make, I don't know if her intent was to make him look bad, but this what it really comes down to is that the whole thing's a mess. Regardless on who's reporting, it's a mess.
Huge mess. Well, going back to the Warriors, Brandon Williams, his listed height. Let me look this up real fast. The NBA incredibly does not have his listed height.
Where's he from? I'm sorry, you might have said where he was from. Where did he come from?
He played for the Mavericks last year, and the Mavericks last year were a tanking team. So guys like Brandon Williams were getting some run. And so this past season, I think he's 6'1", but again, his official height, I'm struggling a little bit finding that. I think it's 6'1". I will confirm in just a second when I actually.
Curry's 6'3", right?
Curry is 6'2" without shoes, 6'3" with shoes. And Brandon Williams, to the best of my knowledge, a couple websites here I'm looking at list him at 6'1". So you're not getting him for his size. And adding to that, what is a little off-putting statistically for Brandon Williams is that even though this past season, so there's two Brandon Williams. That's why the height was not listed. This was showing me the other Golden State Warriors. ESPN screwed that up.
Wait,
and
wait a second. You said the other Golden State Warriors. There's two Brandon Williams on the Golden State Warriors?
Well, the other one played for them in like 09, 010.
Oh, okay.
But ESPN screwed that up. That's why the height wasn't there. I'm just trying to find like his bio, and it's actually
just look up Dallas Mavericks Brandon Williams.
So he averaged last season in because he was getting more minutes than usual. He averaged 22 minutes per game, played 66 games last year. Again, signs a veteran minimum, $2.6 million. And he has a lot of inexperience. So his veteran minimum is considerably lower than a player like GP2, for example, whose veteran minimum was $3.9 million. But again, he has an opportunity, gets minutes for a tanking team. Cooper Flags by his side, a few other players on the Mavericks, averages 13 points, 3.9 assists, plays 66 games. The biggest flag, however, and it is a big ass flag, is that as a 3-point shooter last season, he only shot 23.2%. As a career 3-point shooter, he is a 28% 3-point shooter. So he's not going to space the floor. I don't know a lot about his game defensively. Maybe I should find someone who is an expert on Brandon Williams to enlighten us. But
so you said he was on the Mavericks, and where was he in the lineup?
What do you mean? Where? What do you mean by that?
Was he a starter?
Well, I don't think he was a starter. I think he was coming off the bench. Kyrie Irving was reportedly giving him tutelage last season, helping him out. Take that for what it's worth. But he was coming off the bench, averaging 22.2 minutes per game. Lightning fast. Athleticism is not his issue. 3-point shooting leaves a lot to be desired. If he takes minutes from Brandon Pajemski, I love it. We'll see a lot more. I don't have a lot to say personally in terms of analysis for him, largely because I was not religiously watching the Dallas Mavericks last season, and that's where he got the bulk of his minutes. Over his career, last year he played for Dallas. The year before that, he played for Dallas. 2 seasons ago, he played just 33 games, averaged 14 minutes per game, and averaged 8.3 points per game. So it sounds like he can get buckets. And usually when a 6'1" guy can produce scoring, even without 3-point shooting, that tells me this is a player who can penetrate, who is breaking down defenses, collapsing defenses by getting into the interior and forcing defenses to make adjustments at that point. So maybe that's his value largely, and he's probably making a lot of layups and floaters and all sorts of close range buckets there. 2023, 2024. So he played 3 years with the Mavericks, was a G Leaguer the year before that, started his career playing with the Portland Trailblazers in 2021, 2022. So he was a rookie the same year as who else was 2022? Was that Pajemski? No, that was that the Kuminga year? Yeah, he got drafted the same year, or at least he came out of college the same year as Kuminga and Moody and Cade Cunningham and those guys. So that's Brandon Williams for you. And again, it's one of those things where I don't think anybody can give you proper and accurate analysis on him until we see him play, especially within the Warriors system. Maybe Mike Dunleavy Jr. sees something we don't. Maybe Steve Kerr sees something we don't. Maybe they don't like LJ Cryer. Davon Smith, by the way, did get an invitation according to his agent, who confirmed this on social media. But the invite itself, we don't know if it's just a training camp, Exhibit 10 contract. That's the name of the contracts they give to Summer League players. Maybe Davon and LJ Cryer are going to be competing for a 2-way spot. But that's your Warriors roster right now. We still don't know if they're going to fill out a 15th spot or if Brandon Williams will be the 14th and final player. We'll find out. That's your Brandon Williams update. Anything you want to add to that before we move on?
I don't think anybody's ever talked to him about him this much.
Well, we're a Warriors show, Jerry. That's what we
true.
do. And then you join me once a week.
Even then, I don't think anybody's going to talk about him this
Fair.
much.
You might be right. You might be right. Maybe it's I'm wasting time talking about them. So anyways, your Lakers. I want to start on this note with the
Slovenian Lakers currently,
unless you're Jonathan Kuminga. And I bring him up because a lot of reports are tying him to your LA Lakers. I don't know who is it. Dalen Terry, is that his name? That's the guy that's being linked to a possible sign and trade to get Kuminga there for a dollar amount that he's going to be happy with. You do want your employees happy. So I imagine if you're the LA Lakers, you want to try and get him paid so he comes into camp without grudges, right? Without a chip on his shoulder. Like you want players focused on the sole goal of winning, right? And so I think the Lakers have been trying for a long time now to facilitate a sign and trade that allows them to pay Kuminga an amount that he's happy with. I don't know. You tell me, who's Dalen Terry? Or is that his name? Or maybe Dalen Terry's the guy that was sitting with Stephen Curry last week, and there's another guy whose name resembles that. But who's the guy that the Lakers are reportedly going to trade to facilitate this Kuminga contract?
That's what I'm looking at. So, one of my Lakers sources is Lakers Nation.
Mm-hmm.
And a Lakers Nation follower for years now.
Okay.
I don't know. And I sent you a link earlier that, it's right now it's a battle between the Lakers and the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
And sources say that Kuminga reportedly views Lakers as better fit than Timberwolves. And I'm trying to see if there's another name attached in this report. This is also, so this is from Lakers Nation, who's reporting from NBC Sports, but I don't see another name attached other than
James Hardy. That's the guy. I'm sorry. It's not Dalen Terry. It's Jaden Hardy, a guard, 6'3". Did not play call. Or I don't know. I don't know anything about him. What do you know about him?
Nothing. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, all I'm seeing right now is that it's a battle between the Lakers and the Timberwolves being at the 4th spot, and that's about it. And it's it's all rumor based, right? It's like, oh, it's a better fit. You'll see all these like key code words. Oh, it's a better fit. This and this and that. Really, and then you find out they end up signing with another team, and
Yeah.
also the better fit really comes down to wallet, right? How much fits in your wallet? Is that really
That's
the
why
fit?
I strongly am leaning toward the Lakers. Besides the fact that multiple actual trustworthy reporters covering the NBA have linked Kuminga to the Lakers. Everything I'm reading is that Minnesota cannot afford to pay him what the Lakers can pay him. Not to mention the Lakers again are trying to facilitate this sign and trade with Jaden Hardy, who again he's making $6 million a year, which is part of the reason why he's being attached to this. Jerry, I'm genuinely shocked that you, as a Lakers guy, know nothing about this dude, considering he's making $6 million a year.
Hey, I said I'm the dumb expert, dude. I never claimed to be.
Well, let me ask you this: when did they even get? When did they even get this guy? When did Jaden Hardy become a Laker?
Look, man, I don't know. The roster's been funky with the Lakers for the last couple of years. You're naming names that look. I mean, past name number 6. I'm sorry, I don't know you. And I think name after 6 would be Bronny James at number 7. I don't know. You get these G League guys. I don't know who he is. I'm sorry.
He was you don't know him because he was on the Mavericks and the Wizards last year.
Okay, so
I'm trying to figure out how
I'm in the clear that I didn't know who he was.
But you're not paying close enough attention to offseason transactions because somehow he ended up on the Lakers, and the Lakers are now trying to use him as the piece in a sign and trade with the Atlanta Hawks. And I don't know if that's going to require a third team, but that's where this is going. And I think it's very pertinent to the Warriors, because if Jonathan Kuminga becomes a pivotal piece for the Lakers, two things to comment on that. One, all these FanDuel lines we've been talking about, for example, Lakers win total currently at 44.5. I'm guessing that goes up to 47.5, maybe even 48.5 if they add Kuminga, because he gives you athleticism. He gives you that piece for your starting five. Your team is sorely lacking right now. And two, the Warriors would have to see their former lottery pick 4, maybe 5 times a year. The Warriors are going to play the Lakers this season 5 times because of the NBA Cup. And that's 5 games. You might have to see Jonathan Kuminga. 5 games where Kuminga's going to look at Kerr and just have flames lighting up his pupils. It's not a good look for the Warriors. I would imagine if you're a Laker fan hearing this, you're probably a little giddy hearing that, going, And
how much of a factor do you think he could, if the Lakers are 44.5 games, do you think he can shift that by a good 4 or 5 games?
Well, realistically, it'll be 1 or 2. But I think if you're, but again, the bookies set these lines based on public sentiment. And newsflash, if that line only moves 1 or 2 games, I would bet the over on the Lakers. I think that suddenly becomes a very safe bet. But I do think it's wildly beneficial for your Lakers. I think it's wildly detrimental for the Warriors. If the Warriors' success matters to you, you should be a little concerned about this. 5 out of 82 games, you're looking at not just the Laker team with Luka leading the way, but now he's got Kuminga. Like that to me, in terms of fit, is borderline perfect, because Luka loves setting his teammates up, and you've got this athletic freak who loves dunks, who has a borderline perfect skill set himself. Jerry, if you're not excited about this, you should be. What are your feelings on Kuminga possibly joining your team?
My only thing right now is like, great, cool, more weapons, the better players, great. I just think this time's kind of being a little bit wasted. I mean, we're a month out. We're a month out from camp, right? Official camp, right? It's usually about the 3rd week of September. So you gotta. Obviously, I'd like to get him signed sooner and better, so you can get acquainted with his teammates. It would have been cool to have him signed 2 weeks ago, so he could be in Slovenia right now, knowing his teammates and especially his captain. So I don't know. I mean, I just hope that this time that's being wasted is worth it at the end of the day.
Hope so too. Dre, the loser in our chat, saying the Warriors signed a guard. That's about it. I'd say the extent of the newsworthiness for Brandon Williams signing with the Warriors. That should be all we talk about. If this was just strictly an NBA show, it would not even be mentioned. But we cover the Warriors primarily, even on days once a week when Jerry is here. That's the newsworthiness of this. Hamza in our chat saying Brandon Williams is a hobbit and our coach abuses hobbits. 6'1". Yeah, he's not a big player. And he can't shoot the three. Muhammad Alavi in our chat. Side note, Jerry Perez. I don't know if this amuses you or not, but we have one of our golden dazers loves doo-wop Wreath. Was advocating for him last year for the Warriors to sign him. He re-signed with Portland. He's currently an unrestricted free agent. The Warriors do still have one roster space open for doo-wop Wreath. Your thoughts, Jerry, on doo-wop? Great name, by the way.
I love doo-wop. It was one of my favorite music genres. I love R&B, soul music, and a little bit of doo-wop. Going back to the 50s, doo-wop is great. It'd be fantastic. Bring some harmony. It'll bring some harmony to the team, right? Is that really his name? What is he from? Like Senegal?
I imagine a country in that vicinity.
Let's see here.
Who knows, though? I can never talk about names. I make fun of names because look at my goddamn name. I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, Jerry, what's up?
Well, I was just saying, I'm not far off on the country of origin. I said when I say Senegal.
Yeah.
And I say I'm not far off, but he's probably like 5 countries away. He is South Sudanese Australian, so I'm assuming he was born in the Sudan, which is known for what? What is the Sudan known for? Can you think of off the top of your
oil extraction, civil war? Apex Sports Network in our chat, aka Shardal, the Danger Zone, saying South Sudan, more
South
specifically.
Sudan.
Is there a North Sudan? Is there an East Sudan? Is there a West Sudan? Or do they just want to be known specifically? Do they want people to? Do they love South?
Well, going off, I'm looking at his Wikipedia, and it says Wat Sudan, WAAT, now South Sudan. So I don't. Think
okay, all right.
It's a landlocked country in East Africa. So it's a separate country.
From what?
Well, I thought when he said South Sudan, that it was a region of the Sudan.
That's why I was making fun of the South part, because it makes no goddamn sense. I don't think there's a North Sudan or a Sudan, or I think it's just. Yeah.
It is bordered by Sudan to the north. So
there is a Sudan. So there is a Sudan. Okay.
Right. I've always known of the Sudan, but I didn't realize that there was another country called South Sudan. So he's also out of Australia, and he's 6'9", super dark. Won't be needing any SPF anytime soon.
You can make that joke. I can't.
It's not a joke. It's facts. The dude is dark. He doesn't need SPF. SPF Sudan is what he uses.
What did Dave Chappelle used to say on his show? Darkness, everybody. Darkness.
Oh yeah, he's on that the color chart. He's definitely on that shade.
All right.
But so he only has 2 points. So the reason why I asked if you knew what the Sudan was kind of known for is that they tend to be tall. And one of your former Warriors was one of the tallest in NBA history. If I'm not, I think. Yeah,
Manute Bol, right?
Manute Bol was from the Sudan.
Yeah, the great Manute.
They do have, civil unrest, but he's 6'9".
Oh, they've always got civil unrest.
But
Manute Bol, by the way, the first stretch big. Yeah.
I don't know who. He's 30 years old. He's probably actually 40.
Is he 30?
Yeah, he says he's 30.
Doo-wop's getting up there. Muhammad Alavi adding, he's a South Sudanese Australian, as you mentioned. Muhammad Alavi pushing back on your description of his height. Muhammad saying he's 6'11", a stretch big who can step out and knock down threes just like Manute, the OG stretch big, defends, protects the rim, and actually plays hard every possession.
Wiki says 6'9".
Don't listen to Wiki. Never trust Wiki with facts like that. I don't know if Muhammad Alavi's right either, but the most accurate height measurements are NBA.com, because the NBA.com will use the heights from the actual combine where they're measuring without shoes. So
then he probably is 6'9", because I'm also on Basketball Reference. And it would make sense if he's wearing shoes, then he would be 6'11", 6'10". So I don't know. Okay. Whatever. I mean, he's not a threat, dude. I mean, he's 30 years old. Played last year.
Let me see what NBA.com is saying about doo-wop.
It's also a song by Lauryn Hill called Doo-Wop. It's a great one of her classic jams.
Dude, the great Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill.
Why is Duop Reith not even showing up on? Oh, because he's not currently on a league roster. NBA.com is a really shitty website, man.
He played 32 games. 32. So
what's
he's been the last 3 years in Portland. 23-24, he played 68 games. 24-25, he played 46 games. 25-26, 32 games, and didn't start last year any games or the year before. He started 20 games in the 23-24 season, but
here we go.
I don't know. He's just another guy that they're probably just going to test out. I mean, his best year was 9.1 points and 2.9 last year. So what is that? What is he making? A basket and a free throw?
So Duop Reith, his height is 6'9". That's what the NBA is saying. I'm on the official NBA page right now.
And you got mad at Wiki because Wiki put 6'9". So they're not.
Wiki was right in this case. Yeah, they're not always right. Duop Reith is a guy who maybe just needs opportunity. Some guys that's what the bottom line is. They've just never had a shot.
Do opportunity.
A do opportunity. Yeah, do opportunity. Yes. You're exhausting our drummer. We have an actual drummer here. Fire it now, please, drummer. And I call him drummer. He's not cool enough yet. Shut the F up. He's not cool enough yet to get a name. So you're tiring our drummer out because you keep cracking jokes and he has to rim shot you. So what's going on in Slovenia, Jerry?
So the Lakers arrived there a few days ago and they are doing I was going to say training camp, but it's an unofficial training camp because it's not I want to say sponsored, but that's not the correct term. I guess if anybody's sponsored, it's sponsored by Luka Doncic, the captain.
So Luka Doncic is holding basically like a team
informal training camp.
There you go.
Which is cool because he's making these guys travel abroad. Maybe that'll help in terms of like reducing the noise of outside, media people or whatever, and friends and family, and that's really cool and very thoughtful of him because sometimes you need those moments of tuning everybody out, whether it's wives, girlfriends, or both, depending on some players, and family. Just take a vacation, play some ball, bond. I think that's huge because when you don't have bonding, you're less likely to go to bat for your teammate or for that player. If you don't know, if it's just hey, I'll see you at practice, see you at the game. This is cool. This is camp. This is like a real camp. You're going with some friends. I don't know how long they're going to be there for. I'm assuming at least 2 weeks. I'm assuming, and then as soon as they get back, then the official camp starts, right? Because like you said, we were about a month out. But it's cool to get a pre-bonding and he's sponsoring in the sense that he's paying for all this. They went to because yesterday, what's today? Is today the 25th? What's the day?
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday is 8/24 in Laker world. We all know that 8/24 is Kobe Day. So I guess they went to like a nursing hospital and greeted some newborn babies that were born on Kobe Day. And I think there was a baby they met that they named Luka that was born on Kobe Day. So
really?
Yeah.
All right.
So the Lakers, the Slovenian Lakers for right now, which is cool. I think that's awesome. I think that kind of shows where Luka is head-wise. Like he really wants to be prepared as much as possible, know your teammates as much as possible, show them your country, show them where you're from, give them some insight on who you are as a person, culturally, just human-wise. And I think that's pretty cool. And the other big scandal about Luka is that he grew his hair out.
Well, I was gonna ask you about that. It's not, look, stylistically, he looks good right now, but you're bringing up the hair thing. I'm bringing up his physique.
Oh yes. He's slim.
I see a man. Yeah, Jerry. I see a man who is not gorging on cheeseburgers and French fries. I see a man look, cigarettes can actually help you lose weight. So maybe he's still chugging the cigs. Who knows? Those lung darts.
Heaters? Is that what they call
what's
them?
up?
Heaters.
Yeah, heaters, lung darts, just cancer sticks, whatever you want to call them. He loves them.
Yeah, which is good. That means even before his training camp that he's already in shape. Because last year, are we 2 years now that he's been on the team? 2 years? He came in 24. He was fat. He showed up, a little.
He's been fat most of his life. Yeah.
And then when he finally had his first full season with the Lakers, he came in slimmed down. So it's good. I hope that's a good sign. Hopefully, he's And he's at what, 25, 26 now, so he's got to take care of his body if he wants to. You done puffing over there?
I just flicked it out. It's gone. I miss my smoking days. I chain smoked for 12 years of my life.
Really?
Quit cold turkey. I was a smoker when you knew me in college, and quit cold turkey.
I didn't know you
What's up?
12 years. I didn't know you smoked for 12 years. So
Yeah, well, many years after you knew me as well. Yeah, and then in my late 20s, just cold turkey, brother. Just was like,
Really?
you know what, this is a disgusting maturity. It hits people at different stages, and sometimes you just come to realizations in life,
So-
like, what am I doing here?
let me give you some insight. I don't know if you knew this, and this is a little San Luis Obispo trivia. I believe, I'm almost 100% sure that San Luis Obispo was one of the first cities, if not counties, in the country to ban indoor smoking.
Really? So they were the
Yeah.
first party poopers.
Yeah, well, sure. However you want to look at it, or extend your life. So I remember as a kid, I'm pretty sure everybody who grew up, pre-1990s used to go to your favorite restaurant, like a Denny's or a Farm Boy or whatever, Big Bob's Big Boy. And they used to always have like the smoking and non-smoking area. It was all bordered up by like a 12-inch wall. And I remember thinking as a kid, like, really, does the smoke see that wall and stop? It's like, oh, no, don't go over there.
They had smoking sections and non-smoking sections in restaurants,
which is ridiculous.
with no.
Right?
It was kind of like with COVID, and remember, like with COVID, you had to wear the mask until you sat down,
Right.
and then
If
suddenly it was like,
you
okay,
take it down.
it's like, what
bite your cheeseburger, lift it up, chew, bring it down. So, anyways, that happened. I think San Luis did that like in the early 90s. So I was maybe still in elementary school. So when I finally got to go to Vegas as a true adult, so I had like 10, 12 years under my belt of being accustomed of going to a building and there not being any smoke. And I remember like the first time going to Vegas, and I'm with my friends, and I see some guy smoking.
where you can still smoke inside, right?
Right. And it was like, excuse my language, or I want to be like, hey, dude, what the fuck you doing? And then it had to click. I was like, well, 1, I'm in Nevada. 2, I'm in a casino. 3, shut up. I'm not going to go up to a guy and be like, hey, don't smoke. But, and so here, even at the bars, for anybody who's curious, we have a good bar scene here in town. And if you want to smoke, you got to go on the back patio. And I think it's good. I mean, who wants to be in a stuffy bar with smoke anyways? Let's see. Somebody posted, remember when you could smoke in hotel rooms? But somebody said something.
Airplanes.
But before that, somebody posted about smoking.
Remember when cars had ashtrays like included, or cigarette lighters?
The cigarette lighter, right? Yeah. Every once in a while, somebody will throw up on Instagram. Like, you remember when you grew up and you saw these things, and you show it to a kid now, like, what is this? And like, I don't know what that is. Ashtrays.
What's funny is like the old people when we were young talked about TV the way I guess we now as old people talk about the internet and maybe socials more specifically.
Here's a funny story. So
yeah.
I went to St. Thomas 5 years ago. Yeah, I went to St. Thomas.
What is St. Thomas? Oh, the island?
The U.S. Virgin Islands.
Okay,
Thomas.
all right.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah, in the Caribbean. Caribbean. What is the proper nomenclature? How do you properly enunciate that? Is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
Well, if you're Billy Ocean, it's Caribbean Queen.
Okay.
But I don't know, Caribbean, I don't know.
See the drummer, just shut the F up. No. See, now he's mad at me. He's doing drum rolls, and we asked you for a goddamn rim shot. Don't make me slap you, you son of a bitch. The drummer does not get a name at this point. Attitude over there.
Anyways. So I got to meet for like a half a day. I got to spend time with this random family that I met because we were all going to look for food, and they're like, "Oh, join us!" And I ended up joining this random family from the East Coast. They were from like Connecticut, I believe. And I remember it was like two families that had traveled there together. So it was like two husband and wives, and like I think 5 or 6 kids. And one of the girls had like a disposable camera, which are now back in style. But she's like 13.
Are they really?
13. Yeah, dude.
What's the point?
Everything is old as new again, right? And
well, I've been noticing trends coming back, and Gen Z's bringing those smoking cigarettes, for example, right? Supposedly that's making a comeback, And I did not know disposable cameras were making a comeback. Some things got phased out for good reason. I don't see the point of that.
Well, film in general is making us kind of like, you know, vinyl records are kind of.
But where are they going to develop it? How are you mailing?
So, which is
okay.
To my point, I don't want to make a short story long. And she goes,
good.
"Yeah, I
Thank
got
you.
this camera. I don't even know how to download the pictures." And I just thought to myself, yeah. Yeah, and then a few months ago, we have a record store here, which has been booming, called Boo Boo Records, and
still there. That's impressive. Yeah.
They had a little giveaway because the Foo Fighters about a year ago did a surprise show at our local theater here called the Fremont Theater, which only holds barely 1,000 people, and the Foo Fighters hosted a random pop-up show, and so Boo Boo Records, in conjunction with the theater, like, oh, we're doing giveaways, and reflecting back to my time in St. Thomas with this little girl and her disposable camera, I won like a free cassette tape of like this mixtape that I guess Dave Grohl had created or whatever. And I was like, sweet, how do I download the songs? It's like, where do I find a cassette player? You know, I gotta go to like a Goodwill or to a record store or a trade-in vintage store to get a cassette player just to play this tape. It's like so weird. I don't know. Sorry. Let's go back to some basketball.
No, you're good. You're good. You're fine. It's yeah.
I love being. You know what? As I get older and I see things that are being taken away from kids, it just makes me love the '80s even more. Straight.
Just the comeback, the analog comeback, right? It's just
you
want to touch and feel things again.
Right. You and I, who are Gen Xers, we're in the middle of analog and digital, which is so we got to. We
were at the heart of the transition. Yeah, we grew up with no digital, none.
Right.
And now everything's digital.
You know what? The only thing that was digital that was a big deal growing up in the '80s. You know what? The only thing that was like,
I can't.
Digital. A clock.
Yeah, but even that was analog. I don't think you had zeros and ones coded to make the clock.
Right, but the letters were digital, or like your Casio watch that was digital. That was like revolutionary. Wow,
a digital clock, or digital watch like a Casio.
Yeah, Casio.
Give me that Casio. Paid chat, by the way, from OMG. It's Manny, who earlier in the chat mentioned that there's smokers everywhere in the country of Spain. Hell, there's smokers everywhere in the entire continent of Europe. And side note, it is interesting that they smoke like chimneys, and yet most of them are not getting cancer because of it, which goes to show the
ingredients. It's probably the ingredients.
You're absolutely right. It's the ingredients, and maybe here in the old good old US of A, it ain't the cigarettes that's effing you up. Maybe it's all the other stuff you're eating and inhaling and just in the air. It is crazy. But OMG Manny is not bringing up cigarettes for his paid chat. He's bringing up a simple question. And Jerry, as a Laker guy, I'd love to bring this up with you. OMG It's Manny asks, why do the Warriors still have Brandon Pajemski? Speaking of looks and haircuts, he got a haircut. Looks better than the Sideshow Bob impression he was given off for his entire life until this moment. He got a chopped off do. It looks good, but I don't get it. My only answer to this is Mike Dunleavy Jr., who has a massive ego, Steve Kerr, who has a massive, even a bigger ego. These are two egomaniacal individuals. They don't want people to know that they made a huge mistake. Like in Dunleavy's case with the draft pick, in Kerr's case with the minutes. And so they're probably just going to double down. I also think a lot of it is Brandon Pajemski's modus operatus, his agenda on the basketball court, is making life easier for Stephen Curry with screening, passing, and so forth. Now, why does Brandon Pajemski get all the minutes when Steph doesn't play? That's a great question. But that's my answer. Jerry, as an outsider, what is your perspective on Brandon Pajemski, a very polarizing player in the Golden State Warriors?
I don't know. What you said something. You were going into this egomaniacal thing, and that kind of shifted my attention.
Bad timing, you idiot. Go ahead. Sorry. Good.
I don't know, man. I'm not a Warrior, so I don't know all these guys that you're naming, dude. I mean, so far I like doo-wop. What's your hate on Mike Dunleavy? Where did that stem from? Egomaniacal.
None of this is real hate. It's sport. I guess sports hate. Look, Dunleavy, there's a history there. He was a former number 3 pick of the Warriors out of Duke.
Yeah.
Bust. Like not worth a number 3 pick. That was a disaster. Fast forward 20 some odd years later, he's back first as the assistant GM of the Warriors, and this was entirely because.
That was my question. How did his arc go? Like, how did he get to where he's at today? I mean,
I'm explaining it. So he got hired in 2021-22, somewhere around there, maybe even before that, as the assist. First, he got for 1 year he was in the scouting department, and he got hired because Bob Myers, the former GM, was his agent, his player agent. So they have a relationship. Dunleavy's just floating out there unemployed after his playing career ends, and Bob Myers brings him in first, spends a year in the scouting department to learn the ins and outs of the business, then gets promoted to assistant general manager. Then when Bob Myers decided to leave, astutely, great timing, Mike Dunleavy Jr. takes over. And the reason why there is a lot of criticism about Mike Dunleavy Jr. is because of off seasons like this, where the team signs no one for until August 25th, when they decide, Brandon Williams, a 6'1" guard who can't shoot 3-pointers, is our only free agent acquisition of the entire offseason. He thinks Brandon Podziemski's good. I guess, Jerry, is there anything he's done that would impress you as the GM of the Warriors?
Not, but I'm just I mean, he's still young. I mean, I don't know Dunleavy. I remember him as a player. But I mean, he's still, I guess, kind of young. Only time will tell. I was just curious because he had mentioned a couple weeks ago your kind of disdain for Mike Dunleavy and the Dunleavy family
because he's unimpressive, and as a person, he's he's the guy in the room who I'll play a clip for you to perfectly encapsulate how Mike Dunleavy Jr.'s attitude is. And that clip is actually a weather report in San Francisco. What is going on with the weather in the East Coast city on the West Coast?
San Francisco is once again the smuggiest city in the country. A smuggy day in San Francisco town.
Mike Dunleavy Jr. epitomizes smug. Mike Dunleavy Jr. is the type of guy who undoubtedly, after he passes wind, does this. Oh my God. He loves the smell of his own farts. And he's the guy who, when you're in a room with him, like his facial expression, you can read it clearly. It says to the rest of the people in the room, I'm smarter than all of you. Like, that's how he comes off. And that's his attitude. Whereas Bob Myers was very personable, tried to develop relationships with everybody, did not act like he was better than everybody. Mike Dunleavy Jr. is the opposite of that. Mike Dunleavy Jr. thinks he's too cool for everybody, rarely does interviews. And look, if the actions backed up the smugness, fair enough. But when Brandon Podziemski's your prized a draft pick, when your only free agent move in 4+ years or transaction that is even remotely impressive is the Jimmy Butler trade, which ultimately blew up in your face. And maybe worst of all, the fact that you revere Steve Kerr and let him do whatever the hell he wants with no impunity, without any consequences. Yeah, it creates a little stink. I don't know. Do you like Rob Pelinka?
Oh, you asked me this, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. My question, I think I answered with, I don't know. He's a strange, and you can't even verify this. You know, he's a strange dude. Not that he's not nice. He just, I don't know. It's like you'll take one step forward, 2 steps back. Let's see. California is full of delusional, stupid people, which is why so much Kerr support and JK hate. Okay. I mean, yes,
Northern California, much more so, but yeah.
There's definitely a lot of delusional people here in California. I think I'm delusional because I'm still living here. But I love where I live, even though it's a struggle.
I think we all have a sense of delusion, but it's next level in certain parts of California. And yeah, Steve Kerr has a lot.
Let me ask you: is this person from California? Was it?
I don't know. I have no clue. These are just audience members. But I will say this: Steve Kerr's politics is a huge reason for support in the San Francisco Bay Area. And again, I've never once commented on the politics. I probably agree with most of it. Truth be told, I do think we should have some measured, common sense approach to gun control, which is usually one of Kerr's, biggest platform ideas. But As a coach, he stinks. He's
Well,
the fact he's never developed a single young player, and the only young player he's bestowed entire trust to is Brandon Pajemski. If that doesn't tell you the man does not have an eye for talent, never mind the fact that from 2007 to 10 he was the GM of the Suns, did nothing in that process. That franchise just slid into mediocrity and irrelevance before he got nudged out. I don't know what does.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I think Steve Kerr should have left at the end of last season.
Yes.
And this is not a knock on Steve Kerr. Sometimes when you're getting all these signs, because I and maybe I'm wrong, and because I'm viewing this from a distance, it seemed like he was done. Like they did like this kind of like going away thing on the last couple games of the season. Like it was almost like acknowledging that it was an end of an era. That Kerr was gone. Draymond might have been gone, coming and going. You already lost Klay Thompson a couple years prior, and Stephen Curry kind of at the end of his career. And it just seemed like they were basically hugging each other, like, thank you for everything. And, romanticizing that this is the end. And then you're like, okay, I'm back. And I think it's like, once you leave, because when you come back, I guess it's like getting back with an ex-girlfriend. It's never as good as it was the first time.
Is that what your experience has taught you? it's the encore.
Can we not talk about this, please? I'm a broken man.
So the moral of the story from Jerry Perez's perspective, just don't get back with the ex. It's for good reason.
It's weird to say because it's not like there is ended up in bitterness, right, of heartbreak. But it just seems like you were gone, and looking at your roster, you guys are not going to get any better, or at least
no,
not this year, not this particular year.
Agreed.
So why not just all right? It's over and done with. It's the transition time. It is what it is. Get somebody in here, test out a new coach, and move on. Because, like I said, it's not going to get any better. You guys are not getting any younger, and your roster changes are not getting better or younger. Hey, I got 9 minutes.
Oh, we're up against the clock. Okay. Yeah. Jerry, we're having fun here. My apologies. Let's wrap it up.
No.
Are we ready to go to the danger zone?
Yeah, bring him on. Let's meet the guy. Let me meet the guy.
Yeah, Jerry Perez wants to get a taste. Jerry, I respect the fact that you want to add to your perspective by trying new things. This is a little ballsy. And side note, it is Tuesday. I can't believe I haven't played this clip yet because I love playing it on Tuesdays just because I love Seinfeld, and I think this clip is apropos.
Tuesday has no feel. Monday has a feel. Friday has a feel. Sunday has a feel.
Every day has a feel except for Tuesdays, Jerry. Agree or disagree? Your thoughts?
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Every day has a feel to it except for Tuesdays.
Okay. Okay.
Any thoughts? Any comments? All right, let's get into the danger zone with Apex Sports Network, better known as Shardul Gupta.
I'm a stay-at-home son.
Hold on, real quick, Jerry. Are you aware that Shardul is a stay-at-home son?
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean?
A stay-at-home son?
Correct.
That you just
heard that clip.
I'm a stay-at-home son.
What do you think?
The problem is when you play a clip, it shows up muted, and then I have to push my iPad to hear the part. But the last time I did that, that's when I lost audio of everything.
Oh,
so
okay. Well, the clip is Zach.
I'm a huge fan of Seinfeld. So
well, don't worry about the Seinfeld one. That's who cares. Who cares about that? The Danger Zone Open is Zach Galifianakis. This is from The Hangover 2, where he infamously plays the character of a legendary stay-at-home son. And the clip starts with him saying, "I'm a stay-at-home son." Do you understand what that even means?
No, but let's move it on.
A stay-at-home son is someone who their entire life meaning is basically having their mom and or dad take care of them, living at home, getting the good life, home cooked meals, laundry taken care of, no bills.
Let's meet the guy.
Stay-at-home son.
Stay-at-home son.
Hey Jerry,
Shardul, meet Jerry. Jerry, meet Shardul.
Hey Jerry, it's really great to meet you. I've never met you before. It's my first time.
Nice meeting you.
I think you're really nice. I think you're a really nice guy.
Oh, thank you. You're one of the very few. You're
two quick things because their chat. Chef's kiss for them. They're phenomenal. Wait, are you turning on the camera? We almost saw Chardol for the first time in almost a year.
So you never seen him. You don't know.
Oh, but no, I've seen him, but it's been a long time. He prefers to keep the camera off. But Muhammad Alavi, real fast, mentioning Brent Barry as my number one choice for next head coach of the Golden State Warriors, and giving praise to Natalie Nikase, head coach of the Golden State Valkyries. She is phenomenal as well. So just a great chat there from Muhammad Alavi, our doo-wop wreath fan number one. And Julian in our chat. Oh, I'm sorry, not Julian. Jack Bauer in our chat. Chardol, he's asking you, how is your hot dance instructor?
My hot dance instructor is going very well.
Beautiful. That's
Jerry,
all
I have a question for you. What are your thoughts on 8/24/26 Kobe Bryant Day? What does Kobe Bryant mean to you?
Oh man, that's a great question. I mean, I'll be honest with my Kobe Bryant arc of not giving a damn to loving him. I was a senior in high school when he got drafted. So this goes to show how old he was. And I remember being pissed off at the Lakers because we had just signed Shaq. And I was like, why the hell are we signing some high school kid? And this is before the trend of signing high school. I think Kobe at that time was number 3 in terms of high school kids because you had Moses Malone, Kevin Garnett, and now Kobe. So I was like, oh no, we're following this trend of drafting a high school kid? Really? And then obviously over the course of time, seeing his work ethic. And I remember going to my first few Laker games. He was there for shoot around. Shaq was never around for the shoot arounds. And just seeing his passion of what he was trying to do, what he was trying to accomplish, taking on the pressure of putting on the purple and gold in the bright lights and wanting the smoke. And it was a heartbreaking day, the day that he died. I was very fortunate. I went to a ton of Laker games. I got to go to a couple big ones. One where he did the buzzer beater over Dwayne Wade in December of 2009. And I got to go to his final game, the Vino game, the 60 points. And it was definitely a sad, heartbreaking day, the day that he died. So he means a lot to me because, I mean, I'm 47. He died when I was 40, 41. So majority, almost 2/3 of my life. I think I'm doing the math right or wrong. He was a part of my life. You know, a Laker. So I got to see him start and middle and the end. The great years, the bad years, the troubling years, and this final game. Kobe was great.
Jerry, you're getting played off here. You're getting played off. Okay.
Cyrus, before I was a Laker fan, I went to
no RIP Kobe Bryant, by the way. I still maintain the world went to shit the day he passed away. Like that to me was a signifier. That moment where he passed, probably just a coincidence, who the hell knows, but the world went to shit because like that happened, then the pandemic started, and it's just been a effing nightmare ever since. Fair or not fair? What do you think? No? Yeah?
I think Tom Petty died that year too, right? Did he die?
He did, yeah. It was just tragic. 2020 was just a absolute nasty year. Shardol, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
So I was a Laker fan when I went to Los Angeles, and Kobe Bryant was one of my idols. I had his jersey. I went to LA. I went to Santa Monica Pier, and I wore a Kobe Bryant jersey while I was going on the when I was spending time in LA. And he was one of my biggest idols, man. I loved him so much. I took a photo with this next to the cardboard cutout of Kobe Bryant. I wore his jersey. I was the biggest fan. But when Stephen Curry came into the league, I broke ties with the Lakers and I became a Warriors fan.
Boner.
Shardol. Sure.
Hey, man.
You've been amazing with you. What are you doing for these sound effects, Shardol? You're incredible. Love the Kobe
I create
Bryant.
these sound effects for Cyrus to use them on the show so I can add a little bit of emphasis for the show so I can add some humorous content for the show. Because, you know, I want to make the show funny. So that's why I made these shows for Cyrus so he can use them to entertain all the viewers who are watching the show right now at this current time. I don't know where you're watching the show from. You might be watching from India, from Canada, from Mexico, wherever you're watching the show. I'm trying to add some comedic emphasis for the show.
You are.
I'm a motherfucking stoner. I'm a motherfucking boner. I got a motherfucking boner. Yeah, my up in front of us, I got a boner.
I got a mother.
What song is that? Do you know, Jerry?
I don't know that song, but it's very funny. And I made all the songs for the show.
Cyrus, I thought that was
boner drag weeds.
Shardal, are you saying all these things to your dance instructor?
I'm not saying these things to my dance instructors. It's gonna be it's not gonna be good. I'm probably gonna get kicked out of the dance studio for saying all those things. They're probably gonna say, "What is this guy saying? Is this guy walking in drunk to the studio saying all these things to us?" No. What is wrong with this guy? This guy's out of his mind. This guy has lost his sense, all his senses.
I gotta go.
Okay,
guys, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we're done. We're done. Shardal, say goodbye because we actually have to run. The show's over. Jerry's got shit to do. I got lunch.
It's always great joining you two gentlemen on Golden Days.
Shardal, these sound effects are incredible.
I would love to join you on all future shows. I will never miss a show ever because that will be sacrilegious for missing any of your shows. I will never miss any of your shows.
Jerry, look at the fancy language. Sacrilegious.
I have a boner.
Shardal, shame.
I hurt my sacrilegious in my college days playing football.
All right, we're getting out of here. Shardal, love you.
Viewers, make sure to hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, ring the notification bell for Golden Days in reference to the 1993 Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused, and also subscribe to the Apex Sports Network. I'm at 539 subscribers. I was at 540 subscribers. One person unsubscribed from my channel. Now I'm at 539.
Mother effing son of a bitch. Thanks everybody. We're back tomorrow with Dazed
I'll see
and Samboni.
I'll see you tomorrow. I would love to join Samboni and you tomorrow. It's going to be a wonderful show. You always kill it on every show. I really love it every single day. You're the GOAT on Golden Days. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
See you later. Bye.
Jerry's already out. Everyone's
bye, Jerry. Bye, Sai. Sai, you're amazing.